Thanks for watching. I'm Margot Kinberg, and this is In the Spotlight, a closer look at a crime novel. Thrillers can take all sorts of different forms, but the one thing they have in common is they ramp up the tension and keep the suspense going. Let's take a look at a special kind of thriller today and turn the spotlight on Reynolds' Blackreed Bay. Late one night, the Hempstead, Long Island Police Department gets a frantic call from a young woman named Tina Grace. She claims someone is going to kill her, but doesn't give the person's name. Detective Casey Ray and her police partner David Cullen are called to the area where the call was made. It's an exclusive beachfront community called Ramona Villas. Interviews with the people who live there don't yield much. Tina was seen in the area, and more than one person comments about what a panic she was in. But no one seems to know where she's gone. It turns out she was visiting one resident in particular, but he claims she left in a panic and wouldn't let him help her. A thorough search of his house leads nowhere. There's no signs of a struggle, there's no body, and no evidence such as blood. Nothing helpful turns up from interviews and visits to other residents either. The only thing that's really established is that Tina was from the wrong side of town and wasn't part of the gentrified community. Casey is now under a great deal of pressure to find Tina as quickly as possible, since the first few hours after a disappearance are vital. She communicates with Tina's mother, brother, boyfriend, and a few other people Tina knows, but nobody knows where Tina is. As time ticks away, the team gathers all the information that they can. It turns out that Tina was a sex worker, and that adds more suspects to the field. As the investigation goes on, Casey begins to realize that this could be much more than one young woman who went missing. And that means Casey no longer knows who can be trusted. She refuses to give up the case even when she's threatened, but she learns that it can be very dangerous to poke the proverbial hornet's nest. So, what are the elements in this novel? What keeps it going and holds it together? Well, as I say, this is a thriller in several ways. There's almost a sense of paranoia as it becomes clear that some people are not who they seem to be, and not everyone is trustworthy. There's a sense of the clock ticking, too, as Casey tries to find Tina while she's still alive. And there's betrayal and danger from unexpected places. That said, there's also a strong element of the police procedural in the novel. Casey is a dedicated cop, and she's good at her job. She and her police colleagues help each other work together, and so on. And we see how police get evidence, make sense of it, and work with witnesses and outside agencies when they need information. The novel offers a real inside look at the relationships the members of a police team have with one another, too. And there's police politics involved all through the story. The story is told from Casey's point of view, third person, past tense. So we see the world through her eyes. She is single, but not because of dysfunction. She's hardworking, maybe a workaholic, who's determined to be a good cop. She does take initiative, but she also follows police policy. She's keenly aware of the consequences if she doesn't. She's also committed to finding Tina Grace, in part because that's her job, and in part because she has empathy for Tina's mother and brother. She wants to give them answers. That's what she feels is part of her job as a police detective. The questions about what happened to Tina are answered, and we find out the truth about other things too. So in some ways, things are set right. But this isn't a story with a light, happy ending. There's tragedy too, and everything is not all right again at the end. Blackreed Bay is a thriller set within a police procedural context. It features an exclusive Long Island community, a hardworking police team, and a protagonist who refuses to let go until she has answers. This has been In the Spotlight. I'm Margot Kinberg. Thanks for watching.